right up the way Nick's had the night he mastered the Order of the Seven Layers. He was a solitary eater before they started dating, relying on takeaways and the odd home-cooked sausage sandwich. Kate had been saddened by the loneliness this seemed to imply and the missed culinary opportunities. She'd offered to teach him some favourite recipes. He'd accepted, and over the last 18 months, he has emerged from his culinary shell. Slowly at first, but with increasing confidence. Kate isn't the greatest cook, but her mother, Rita, is such a dire one that Kate learned to fend for her stomach from an early age. Kate loves cooking with Nick, and has watched him flourish with gentle pride. Normally, she chooses the recipe, he the music, and whatever they're cooking, they both agree, the more butter used, the better. They have compatible styles. He's hard-working and patient, and can chop a dozen onions without making the slightest fuss about eyes watering or hands smelling. She's more chaotic, but can juggle multiple tasks, and although he's smarter, she's always 2 steps ahead. Nothing's ever burnt on her watch. It's a beautiful summer's evening, and Kate savours a moment of sheer happiness. The warm breeze scented with jasmine, the sky only now fading from blue. She closes her eyes and thinks about tomorrow. It's been a long time since she's been in a relationship where she's felt relaxed enough to think about tomorrow. Tomorrow, Nick will wake up early and pop out to buy the ingredients for breakfast burritos. They'll cook together, go for a walk, and in the afternoon, if the weather stays fine, they'll sit back out here, Kate devouring a novel, Nick reading one of his incomprehensible coding books. Their life is not lavish, but it's full of priceless treats. Lemonade poured into glasses he keeps in the freezer for extra coldness. Box sets and BLTs on rainy Wednesday nights. Elaborately competitive games of cards with minstrels used for gambling chips. When she opens her eyes, Nick has turned to give her the mustard now look, one brow raised in mock severity. She springs up with a smile and hands him the French's classic, like a scalpel to a surgeon, watching intently as he traces parallel lines of acid yellow onto the meat, the finishing touch. This burger has taken time, but it's worth the wait. 6 ounces of minced steak, crowned with bacon and a perfect square of melting tangy cheddar. Delicate concentric bangles of red onion, tomato, lettuce and magic sauce. A mixture of Tabasco, mayo and ketchup to add heat, creaminess and tang. Then the bun. Kate and Nick have spent more time researching this bun than some couples spend choosing a car. Initially, Nick inquired whether the buns they sold at Fletcher's, the supermarket chain Kate works for, were any good. She'd laughed a mournful response. Fletcher's buns were cheap, but flavourless and papery, and though they claimed to be brioche, on the back of the pack was the ominous phrase, brioche style. After much trial and error, they'd found perfection at a bakery near Kate's flat in Kilburn. And the final ingredient, 1 sour dill pickle for added crunch. Kate is not religious, but looking down at her plate makes her want to say grace. Thank you, universe, for this man, who has a lovely flat with a reasonably clean bathroom, who has restored my faith after several years of late 30-something dating starvation that there are kind, clever, decent men in London. Thank you for a man who put so much effort into making my dinner, into making me happy. She picks up her burger, oh, such heft, and holds on for dear life. Once in motion, there's no stopping. Hesitate or show fear and it'll fall apart in every direction. Nick looks at her tenderly. It's impossible not to love him. Not only does he cook her spaghetti with meatballs if she's having a bad day, but she can eat them with full abandon and he won't judge her greedy or unfeminine. He relishes her appetite almost as much as she does. Sated after their last bites, Kate reaches to wipe a smudge of mustard from the faint stubble on Nick's jaw. He has such a sweet face, handsome in an unassuming way, a button nose that enhances his boyishness. His brown curly hair is thinning, but the short cut suits him well. That old blue Atari t-shirt makes his eyes even...